So, in this tutorial, which is the 6th tutorial in the video series, we're going to learn how to draw shapes, different shapes. So, shapes am I talking about? Rectangles, how to draw circles, ellipse, how to draw a line, how to draw a polygon, and so forth, so forth. So, what am I going to first do? I'm going to import pygame, put my color schemes. If you don't know how to put color schemes, I have a tutorial in my playlist. Then I'm going to make a canvas. So in the canvas, I'm going to call my pygame.display.set mode. And the set mode, I'm going to make the screen 500 by 600. Then I'm going to fill my canvas with gold. Now in this gold, I'm going to say pygame.color gold. Now I'm using inbuilt. I want to use the inbuilt color scheme of gold. Then I'm going to display it and I'm going to flip it on the screen. Now, if your code does not work, remember to put on this game loop here. If you don't put this game loop, it will open and then close immediately. So then, if I run the code, I can bring here my screen and I can see that it is gold. So, after that, once you have to draw a rectangle, so let me delete this. Then delete this. So now to draw a rectangle, let me reduce the size. To draw a rectangle, I want to call pygame.draw rect. Now, what does my pygame.draw rect? What does my rect function take? It takes in the surface. So which surface am I going to draw it in? I'm going to draw it on the canvas. So I made my surface here, the canvas. Then it's going to take in the color. Which color do I want? Red. Then it's going to take in a tuple. What does that tuple have? The tuple will have the XY coordinates. What are these XY coordinates? These XY coordinates are the tip of the rectangle. So if I have a rectangle here, if this, for example, is my rectangle, now my XY coordinates, this is the tip of the XY coordinates. Which point here is it going to be on the screen? Now, if you don't know how pygame coordinates work, I have a video. I think I explained it in one of my previous tutorials. Here I explained in one of my previous tutorials. So you could check that out. Then it's going to define the width and the height. Then the thickness. Now what does the thickness entail? If you don't put the thickness, it's going to be like a block, rectangle, with everything shaded. If you put a thickness of 2, only 2 will be shaded. So if I draw my rectangle here, I didn't put the thickness, so it's going to be a whole block. Then I'm going to repeat and draw a blue block, but in this case, I'm going to put it at position 10, 20, then the width is 50, the height 100, and I'm going to make it a thickness of 2, and I'm going to flip it on the screen. If I run the code, I can see that here I have my first rectangle. Then I have my second rectangle, which is not shaded inside because I specified the thickness. So that is it. That's how you draw a rectangle. Now let's go to the next shape. So my next shape is going to be a circle. So let me remove this. So in the circle, let me reduce the. So in the circle, I'm going to call pygame.draw circle. So the circle function, what does it take? It takes in the surface or the canvas. So the surface here in this case is the canvas, which I defined up here. Then it's going to take in green, the color. Then it's going to take in X center, Y center. Now it's going to take in the center coordinates. So where do I want the circle to be drawn? How to be drawn at 200, 200. So what should be the radius? It should be a radius of 50. And what should be the thickness? 2. Now if I don't give the thickness, it's going to be a circle that is filled in. If I give the thickness, it's not going to be a circle that is filled in. And I'm going to call my pygame display.flip, which brings my circle to the surface. So if I run the code again, I'm going to have my circle here of green. So you can have the circle of radius 50. At position, the center is 200, 200. So then I'm going to now see how to draw an ellipse. So how to draw an ellipse? I'm going to call my pygame.draw rect. Now the reason why I'm calling this draw rect is when you're drawing an ellipse, usually when you draw an ellipse and you have a rectangle like this, what pygame does, it draws the ellipse inside the rectangle like this. So if I had my ellipse like this, it would be drawn. Let me change the color into something that can be seen more blue. So if I had an ellipse, the ellipse would be drawn inside the rectangle. So if it's going to be drawn inside the rectangle, I need to specify the coordinates of my rectangle. So in the same case as before, I need to specify the coordinates of my rectangle. My xy, which is this, which I need to specify. When I come here, this means this corner here. And I'll specify the width and then the height. I'll specify the width and then the height. Then the thickness of the rectangle. So I want to show that the rectangle is being drawn. So when I come here to call my pygame.ellipse.draw, then I call my 200, 200, 150. That is the same rectangle as above. Then I want the thickness of my ellipse to be 5. So if I run the code and see, you can see that the ellipse has not been drawn. Now I did this intentionally. So the reason why the ellipse is not drawn, it's drawn, but it is underneath the background. So I need to call my pygame.flip. So I will say my pygame.display flip. So when I run this code again, run the code Ctrl B. You can see that my ellipse has been drawn. If I bring it here, my ellipse has been drawn inside the rectangle. So that's how ellipses are drawn. They're drawn inside the rectangle. So let's go to the next shape. The next shape I'm going to show you how to draw is there. Let me Ctrl Z and then okay. The next shape I'm going to draw here is the line. So I'm going to remove this. Then I want to remove this. So now to draw the line, I want to have my line function, pygame.draw line. Now the line function takes in the surface, then it takes in the color, then it takes the start position, the start coordinate. So I want it to start at the line to start at position 0, 0, and then the end coordinate, which I want it to end at position 150. In the thickness of the line, which I want the thickness of the line to be 5. So if I run the code, then I'll see my line is here. It started at position, the coordinate 0, 0, and ended at the coordinate 150 of thickness 5, color blue, it's on the canvas. So let me quit. Then now we're going to go to the next one. How do you draw a polygon? Now to draw a polygon, we are going to come here on triangle. We're going to first specify the points of the polygon. So if I want to draw a polygon like a triangle, I specify the points of the polygon. So I'm going to specify the points of 0, 0, 100, 100, 0, 0, 100, according to the Cartesian plane. So if I come here and then I have a polygon like a triangle here. So the points I need to specify, let me change the color scheme. The points I need to specify is this point, again, and this point. These are the points I need to specify in the polygon to make my rectangle, my triangle, not rectangle. Even you could make a rectangle using this polygon function even, because a rectangle is a polygon. Now I'm going to say my polygon.draw. My pygame.draw polygon. Then the surface I'm going to call in the canvas, and the color I'm going to call it blue. Then the triangle I'm going to call it the triangular points. Then the thickness is going to be 5. Then I'll flip it on the screen. So if I run the code, you can see that my triangle has been drawn. If I run, see my triangle has been drawn on the screen with the given coordinates. So you can do this for any type of shape you would like. So that's how you draw different types of shapes in Pygame.